House Bill 5424. Imagine this. Your local fire department relies on volunteers. Some drive in from work, pay for their own fuel, and take unpaid time off to respond to emergencies. The community wants to offer a small stipend to help them out. But now the state says there is a strict limit on how much those volunteers can receive. What the bill says it does? House Bill 5424 says it creates a clear rule for how much a volunteer firefighter can be paid so they do not get classified as full-time employees. What it actually does? The bill sets a statewide ceiling that prevents communities from paying volunteers more than 20% of a full-time firefighter's salary. This means local departments can now pay modest stipends, while communities lose the flexibility to offer more when they need to recruit or retain volunteers. Who benefits? Fire chiefs and emergency service districts that wanted clear limits, volunteer departments that want to offer small stipends without legal uncertainty. Who pays the price? Rural and fast growing communities that need stronger incentives to keep volunteers. Volunteers who face rising costs but cannot be compensated above the state cap. Local taxpayers who carry all responsibility with no state support. Why it matters. Texas depends on volunteers for fire protection, especially outside major cities. When the state freezes a pay ceiling in law, it keeps communities from adjusting to real conditions like higher call volumes, long travel distances, or growing training demands. A rule meant for budget clarity can end up limiting public safety when it is needed most. Questions to ask your lawmakers. If a community is willing to compensate its volunteers more to improve response times, why should the state prevent that? How will this static cap keep up with rising costs, training needs, and population growth? Would you support adding a review requirement so the cap can be updated based on real data? Bottom line, House Bill 5424 sets a fixed statewide limit on volunteer firefighter pay, giving clarity to agencies but taking flexibility away from the communities that rely on these volunteers to protect their homes.